That's why I filter all my shit.
Yeah.
I acquired Con Plague. You too shall acquire it soon. I hope it visits Nose.
What
What did
happened?
I do?
No, you see, Nose exists in a perpetual state of stench, so
That's
he'll
not
be
true.
fine.
That's not.
What the fuck?
Nose
What happened
possesses.
to you?
Listen, Con Plague, Gray.
Convention
He's
plague.
sick, you need a bath.
He's sick.
Oh.
He got sick because of the con. I got sick last year, and so did Gray.
When did that
so
get
now,
upgraded to a plague? I thought it was the con flu. When did we upgrade?
When
because
Atin
it's a
started
40K
feeling bad.
event.
After Corona?
No,
No,
because
that's-
Oh,
it's a
okay, so
it's
it's just Warhammer fans trying to feel like special snowflakes.
Yes.
Well, no, it's really more of a Nurgle joke than anything
it's
else.
it's a Nurgle joke.
Yeah, again, they just want to be special. I get it.
Which circles us back
Max
to the guy
firing
getting
on
his-
all 4 cylinders.
Yes, which brings us back around to the Nurgle player who mixed shit into his paint.
Yes.
His shit.
Ugh.
Oh, I'm glad I missed that. Unfortunately, I guess I got to come to the full roundabout on that.
So I will be posting this picture because everyone should enjoy this picture.
Oh, boy.
This is an average morning with Max.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. You shared that.
Ugh.
I know that feeling.
No, he can't start my mornings off with like the funny memes. No, he's got to go straight to the how can I make him mad with political shit this morning.
It's
He
the
does
best.
that to me too. I just ignore him.
It's political shit and it's also memes. So he has to scroll through them all.
Just the stream of unfiltered shit.
Well, no. Hold on now. I curated these. I picked which ones were actually funny, and I sent them to Max.
Oh,
Or
so
the
a
ones
stream
that
of
I thought would
filtered
really-
shit.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, yeah, so
Curated.
curated shit, yes. So this is the first stream with the new chair active. It is it's a little bit
Yes,
hard on the ass, I will
How's
admit.
the gaming
Yeah,
throne?
However, I have a cushion for just such an occasion.
Yeah, that's what I had to wind up doing with
I'll
mine.
be honest, I should think there's plenty of cushion in your ass.
Bro, my ass is so fucking flat my pants fall off. It is a curse. Okay?
I see.
I will say, if you don't put a cushion on that fucker and you stand up, your ass is gonna be bruised. I promise. You go to sit down again and it's gonna be like,
Yeah, I
oh,
bet
my
you're very
ass.
familiar with bruised ass.
There's no way out of that one. Delicately. God damn it.
By the way, I want to point
know
out.
better.
I'll give you that.
I want to point out you managed to make it even worse because you said there's no delicate way out of your ass.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But yeah, no, it's I bought this pillow way fucking long ago. It's got maybe 12 plus years of condensated swamp ass just
That's
soaked
disgusting.
into every particle. Because I never washed it, and then it got to the point where I was like, well, at this point, washing it's really not going to change anything, because I'm pretty sure half the pillow's cushion has been replaced with swamp ass.
Look, you're not a true gamer unless you've experienced true swamp ass.
Possibly.
True.
You only achieve true gamerdom when your swamp ass gives rise to its own swamp ass.
I see.
Ugh.
Kojima. Anyway, so
This was a cool stupid.
do I have any funny stories before we start today? No, I don't, but I do have good news for everyone in the IT field. Microsoft has officially decided they will no longer allow retarded users to create personal accounts with the exact same name as their business account.
Wait, no. How are they fucking us on this?
They're not. They're just blocking it. If a business account with a business domain has a work account created for it, the user is not able to create a personal account of the same name.
Okay.
Finally, they fixed this massive user bug, which, quite frankly, I'm not sure why it was ever allowed in the first place. I'm not sure I would ever be in a situation where I wanted to make a personal account with my business domain. Like, that doesn't really make sense to me from just, like, a general perspective. You know?
Because they thought no one would be this fucking stupid, and then people, disproved them.
No, see, that's where you're wrong, because they made a whole GUI menu to select which account you want to use when you're logging in with an email. Which means they anticipated people doing it. Which is why I'm confused as to why they ever allowed it in the first place. Like, it's one thing for them not to think of it, and then not make a GUI for it and be like, ah, shit, accounts are getting broken because people are making personal accounts at the same time. That's one thing. They made a fucking GUI to pick which account, which means they were expecting people to do this. And I don't know why. I don't know why you would want to make a personal email using @fuckingsteal.com the domain for your business. Like, why would you want people to associate your business with you? People are always more than that stupid. Of course they are. People are fucking retarded. End users are possibly the dumbest people you'll ever meet. Ever. Period.
Yes.
The shit they say and the shit they do is fucking baffling sometimes. I didn't know the deletion button deleted things. I needed that file. Well, then why did you hit delete, confirm the delete, and then empty the fucking recycling bin? Where do you think that goes?
I was just clicking buttons and following through on muscle memory.
Yeah, muscle memory from what?
Deleting other things.
Exactly! I literally, I will never stop bringing this up. I literally had one end user who's so fucking stupid that he did not understand the recycle bin was where things got deleted. He thought it was an infinite storage device and kept storing important company files in the recycle bin because he kept running out of space on his computer because he downloaded every fucking attachment in existence and never deleted anything, no matter how pointless or old it was.
Of course he did.
I see.
Sounds like a
And
dumbass.
so, when he started running out of space, he noticed that if he put things into the recycle bin, he got more space. And in his mind, it was an infinite storage hack.
Did he actually say something like that?
Yes.
No.
He didn't use the word hack. He said, I thought it was just infinite free storage.
You dumb motherfucker.
I explained to him what the recycle bin does and why he kept losing all of these important files. Because he did this like 7 times, where he put an important file in the recycling bin, and the computer auto-deleted it because it needed space, and the computer auto-deletes things in the recycle bin when it needs space. So, he kept doing this, and we kept having to restore important files. And then finally, we're like, why do you keep deleting these? He's like, I'm not deleting them, I'm just putting them in my new storage location. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean new storage location? Obviously, I didn't say fuck. And obviously, I'm being way more polite than I'm portraying. Because obviously, I don't want to lose my fucking job. But in my mind, I'm going, what the fuck do you mean new storage location? And he's like, yeah, I found this thing called the recycle bin on my desktop. I can fit every file on my computer in it.
Oh my god.
This is when you have to make a physical demonstration for these idiots.
So,
I've
because
had
I
to do
can't
it
delete
before.
that shortcut, I renamed it to the permanent deletion button. And
You
I
can
turned
hide
it
it.
from a recycle bin to a fire icon. And then he finally stopped deleting important company documents.
He finally grasped the concept.
Yeah. Why would you put important files in the recycle bin? Because end users are retarded.
Physically pick up a garbage can, put your work that you just finished into it, and leave it there. What's going to happen at the end of the day?
Did he actually stop deleting
janitor's
important
gonna get
files?
it?
Yes. No, I monitor that company specifically. He did stop deleting important files.
I mean, I guess
He doesn't
hooray.
use a computer. He doesn't use a computer at home. The only time he ever uses a computer is the specific computer that we monitor. Oh, I
How
know. I
fucking old
know.
is this guy?
Oh, he's like 67.
Ah,
That's kind of fair then, but still.
It's not fair. No, it's not fair at all. See, the thing is like, right, I can understand when an old person doesn't understand the saved password system that a lot of web browsers have built into them, right? I get
Mhm.
that. I can understand when they have trouble figuring out where a folder is because the actual location of the folder is like C drive users, their username, my documents, go here, 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 and here. And they're like, I can't find this folder, I don't know where it is, and you just make a shortcut for them onto their desktop. Because shortcuts and icons on their desktop is what they're used to. It's like, alright, I get that. The user doesn't know where the save button is because Adobe went through a UI redesign, and instead of being the button that just says save on it, it's now the floppy disk, and they don't really pay attention, and so they don't know what that icon does. I get that. Garbage can. This is a garbage can. I am
Yeah.
putting a file
Yes.
in a garbage can. Oh my god. Where did my file go in the garbage can? Why does the garbage can not have any garbage in it anymore? I don't understand what's happening. That you can't blame on age, not understanding
Yes.
technology. That's like, I planted a bomb on my car and exploded my car. Why won't my car turn on anymore? Because it's exploded. It doesn't have an engine anymore. It doesn't have a seat anymore. How did you even get in the car?
Open the door.
Great skill.
With great skill and alacrity. But, you know, it's just like some things, like, I had to explain to a Zoomer. I brought this up before, but it's still a moment. Just in case, just to remind everyone that boomers aren't the only problem. I had to explain to a Zoomer that they have to save the files they work on.
No.
yeah, but that's a different problem, Sneaky. They're used to, Google Drive and online shit doing it automatically.
Yes. They were. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I just wanted to be clear here that it's not just boomers. Zoomers are coming at it from a different angle, but it's the same fucking problem. Oh, I didn't know I had to plug my mouse in to make it work. Oh, I didn't know I had to hit the save button for my changes to save. Oh, I didn't know I had to log in with my password when it asks for a password, and I can't just use my thumbprint.
That was a mistake to begin with, anyway.
Those things are, by the way, don't rely on thumbprints for anything. They're notoriously dog shit. They are completely incapable of telling your thumbprint from someone else's. Maybe 1 in 5 people are going to be able to open your phone.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, you know, they're coming at it from a different direction, but they're just as stupid and just as unwilling to learn.
Well, they think they already know.
Well, no, they don't even think. They don't even think. They don't even think they know. They don't think. Like, this Zoomer that I had to teach to save their changes didn't understand why when she closed the program, it wasn't saving her changes. And now you would think, as a Zoomer who knows how to use Google, you would think, oh, my computer did this weird thing. I'm going to go to Google and type, my computer did this weird thing. Normal? Question mark?
Nope.
And then you would probably get at least a couple articles about Adobe not autosaving or something. Like, no, like there was, and I've encountered this with, just to be clear, I've encountered this with multiple Zoomers now. No thought. If something doesn't work, they just sit there not comprehending why it doesn't work. No thoughts on fixing it. No thoughts on seeing if other people are having the problem. No thoughts on how to try and fix it. No thoughts on testing it at all. Like, oh, Outlook didn't open. Maybe if I reboot my computer, Outlook will open. Nope, no thoughts. They just sit there looking at the computer and going, I don't understand what's going on.
That's because critical thinking skills have been on the decline for a while now. Schools no longer teach you the proper methods for thinking things out, for using logic, the scientific method, things like that. It's a failing of the school system.
It's so fucking painful, man. Because we are about to enter the worst IT era possible.
Mm-hmm.
We have companies who are decades old, using decades old just relics of programs that were considered outdated when they came out in terms of GUI design. Like, I'm sorry, there's a lot of things you can say about early 2000s computers. The GUI on early 2000s computers was dog shit.
Oh god.
Total dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have programs from that era running on old ass systems with archaic methods of accessing them, archaic methods of working with them, archaic methods of making them work with the newer shit, the new printers coming out, the new operating system coming out. Like, the fucking hoops I have to jump through sometimes for some of these customers is insane. But we're entering that era, but we're adding to that already shit sundae, the cherry on the shit sundae, which is just another little dollop of shit colored red. Don't ask where the red's coming from. It's gonna be Zoomers who only know how to use touchscreen phones and have no critical thinking skills are gonna be driving face first at maximum speed into these programs that were made before they were born.
What do you mean I can't just touch the screen and make it work? Why isn't it working? What do you mean I had to use this keyboard thing?
It's not even that shit, man. Oh my god. It's I don't understand. Why do I have 3 buttons on my mouse?
Only 3?
And you see, Apple mice have only 1 button.
No, some have 2, some have 3. It's
Yeah,
just
but
the
the
shitty ones
the
that only
Apple
have one.
yes, but that's the mouse that the Apple computers come with. And because
Yeah.
Zoomers are retarded and parents are cheap, they don't buy a new mouse, and the Zoomer doesn't know other mice besides this one button mouse exist.
But that's just it. It's not even one button. It just looks like one button.
I know.
Hell, some of the new ones these
That's
days
part of the
are an
problem.
entire touch surface on their own.
I know. That's part of the problem. Because
Well,
the company is handing them a Windows computer that has a normal 3-button mouse setup with clearly segmented parts. And they're going, I don't understand. What is this right click? Where's the function key? Why can't I
am I supposed to
spotlight
write
search
the word
things?
click? Wait, no, that's a boomer joke.
It's actually painful dealing with Zoomers. Running face first in a technology that they don't want to understand.
It's kind of funny though.
Just think, all those Zoomers are coming in, and they're going to be the ones that are supposed to fill our positions when it
Yeah.
gets to the point where we start retiring, and they're not going to be able to do a damn
Whoa,
thing
whoa,
when it
whoa,
comes
old
to
man.
next
Don't be
generation.
lumping us in with you. Just
Yeah.
because you're
Fuck off.
entering retirement age 40 years ago doesn't mean that we're close to retiring yet.
Eat a dick.
Bro, the only way I'm going to be allowed to retire is when I die.
Yeah, true that. True that.
Retirement is death.
Right.
Yeah. You work for the privilege to work,
No shit.
so you can earn the right to work, so you can earn the right to live, so you can earn the right to die.
I feel that.
Yes.
We'll never be able to retire. I mean, we might, honestly. So, like, the funny thing is, when it comes to that, is that companies are committing suicide, right? So all of these companies right now
Yep.
are trying to get these AI, employee monitoring softwares up. They're trying to get this restriction software up. They're trying to do all this shit, right? To monitor their employees to improve effectiveness, and it's gonna do crazy shit like compare
Not
this week's.
effectiveness, efficiency.
Yeah.
What is efficient is not always effective, and what is effective
True.
is not always efficient. Do not confuse
Yeah,
True.
but they don't. They're not smart enough to understand that.
Bean counters can't tell the
Bean
difference.
counters.
Clearly, if I handle 30 tasks a day, that's maximum effectiveness.
But what if you'd only get 10?
Well, then I'm just not effective and I need to be fired.
And yes,
Yeah.
this is with the full knowledge that he only received 8 for the day as well.
Yeah,
So where he got the extra 2, we don't know.
I invented them. But yeah, no, like seriously though, like that's the sort of shit they're gonna try and do because they're like, all right, so the AI, because there's already monitoring software for all the shit, but basically the AI is going to take all of that data and automatically process it and turn it into like readable graphs and shit. And it's gonna do actions per minute, where they click on the screen, how quickly they click on the screen in response to getting a phone call, in response to getting a message, in closing the task after they completed the issue, etc., 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 right? And then once they train the AI on this, that same company that's offering this AI is also offering an automative AI that can then take all of this process out stuff and start automating the process of whatever that employee was doing. And so the companies are sitting there being like, yes, this is great. We'll be able to replace all of our employees and not pay them anything. And it's like, congratulations, dipshit. Then who's going to buy your product? Because now no one's getting paid.
Long-term thinking?
Well,
Nah.
Let's not forget that our generation and the next generation are a lot more
Belligerent?
intolerant of toxic work environments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're at the
Yeah,
point now
they're
where it's like,
gonna-
you know what? If I'm gonna get paid 15 an hour to stock shelves, I might as well do it at a small mom and pop shop where they treat me like a person.
Yeah.
No, they don't treat you like a person in a mom and pop shop.
No, they might.
That depends on the mom
They
and pop
might.
shop. I'm sorry you're
Okay.
surrounded by assholes.
Okay, yeah, that's true. They might. There's a chance they might. Versus in a corporate environment where you are a cog in the machine, the squeaky wheel does not get the grease; it gets the hammer, and if it doesn't stop squeaking, it gets fucking
Let me
replaced.
put it this way, son. I am more tolerant of someone yelling at me and still looking at me as a human than someone yelling at me and treating me like a number.
Yeah.
I don't like either. Don't yell
I
at
don't
me.
like
No.
either. I don't like either option. But if I have to pick between the two, I know which one I'm gonna go.
Oh,
Yeah,
actually, I do have a funny
Yeah,
story.
sure.
So something happened yesterday, right? Something happened yesterday. So we had a phone call come in. They had a printer die, and they replaced the printer with a new printer of the exact same make and model. They did not move the cables, according to them. They just simply unplugged the printer from the position it was set up in, and plugged the new one in using the exact same cables, put it into the exact same position.
That should have been a straight swap unless there's a difference in firmware.
It's USB based. Which, of
E-
course,
even
Ooh.
USB based.
nope. Yeah,
Wait,
unfortunately,
hang on. Do you mean like it's going off the specific signature the hardware in the printer goes off of?
no. I mean, it goes off specifically because USB printers, especially the label printers, is it too late to get into IT as an aging millionaire? Aging millennial. Not to say millionaire. What the fuck you doing
Aging
here?
millionaire.
It is one of the worst times to get into IT unless you have zero self-respect and don't mind the constant pressure.
Pretty much exactly
Yup.
what he just said.
Hang on. So it was a label printer, Sneaky.
Yeah, it was a label printer. Because it was a
Okay.
label, because it was a label printer connected by USB, that means the computer created a completely new entry for it.
Mm,
Of course.
But
Yeah.
I was able to
'Cause
import
it's
all of the
connected to hardware.
settings from the previous label printer because they were all there still. Easy peasy.
Yeah, that should be saved software side.
Yep.
it shouldn't have made a new printer though.
Well, that's Windows 10 for
Well,
you.
well, it's not even that. Like, I think even Windows 7 would have done that because it technically counts as a brand new USB device.
Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes
it's
it does.
looking at the
Sometimes it doesn't.
signature on the hardware.
Yeah,
in
it's
general.
checking the MAC address.
I've-
Yeah.
If this
I've
was a
seen
mouse,
them.
if this was a mouse that didn't have onboard memory, I see where you're coming from, but this is a printer that is slightly more complex than a dumb mouse.
So I've worked on printers for years, and I've seen that sometimes they do exactly like you're saying, and then sometimes, like especially with the HPs and Dells, you plug them in and it just goes, "Oh, that's the same fucking printer. I know it's a different printer with a different Mac, but it's the same thing. So I'm just gonna, you know, use all the
It
same settings and
depends.
everything else."
The HPs and Xeroxes and brother printers all have a printer replacement mode. Well, the bigger ones do have a printer
Yes.
replacement mode you can enable, which will then tell all of the systems hooked up to it that you're replacing the printer, and that you're able to move the settings all over. Everything just keeps working as per normal because that's pretty normal in a business environment. But no, this was a label printer, which means it was very small and didn't have any complex software built into it.
What brand label printer? Do you remember?
No, I don't fucking.
Because some of those are super simple, but others actually are fucking retarded for some reason.
It was fucking retarded. So on top of that, so this is where the funny part comes in. So to make it worse, this printer is used by a third party that connects to it via a VPN and direct IP share. Now, some
Yep.
of you who are IT aware might be going, Sneaky, you said this printer was connected by USB, not by IP address. You would be correct,
It's also
because
networked.
we had a jank-ass setup to make an IP address to direct to this printer.
You IP shared it through Windows, didn't you?
And we did some fucking sorcery, let me tell you. But anyway, I didn't
Yeah.
know this information. I just copied all the settings over and then deleted them when they were done because I
Yeah, that
copied
sounds like
everything
you.
over. Well, see, the problem is that when I was trying to troubleshoot it, I figured that maybe because there was 2 printers currently being shared over the IP share, that maybe it was getting confused with the first printer that was originally there from the IP share because of caching. So I deleted it. I was partially right in the end, but apparently I missed some stuff that I didn't realize I needed to move over. So it got fixed eventually in the end. But the reason why it took a day to fix was not because it took a long time to fix. It's because the third-party IT guy was a condescending little prick. And in his emails to me when we were trying to figure it out, he was snobbish. He was implying that I was lazy and stupid, and I didn't know how to do my job, and that his opinions were infinitely superior, and that everyone around him was stupid. And he is apparently so bad that our client, when I referred to said person by name, they go, "Oh, that guy, he's a bit of a snobbish prick. Sorry if you had to deal with that."
Holy shit.
I'm not the kind of person that would normally sit there and keep some
Damn.
of my staff if they have that kind of reputation personally.
Well, the client isn't the one hiring him. It's a third
Oh
party.
no,
company.
no, if I was a client, I'd be like, if he ever shows up in my
Right.
workplace in anything, I'm suing for harassment at that point.
Mm.
He's
Yeah,
not
well,
allowed,
No, they
he's
can.
not allowed to contact my
some,
employees.
well, you
If
know how
you
it is
ever
with some of
assign
the
him-
smaller companies, Max. You know, they have one IT guy, and because everyone's so computer retarded, it doesn't matter how condescending and asshole-ish he is. He's the only IT guy in the company, and so therefore he can just say whatever he wants because they can't replace
Yeah.
him.
Well,
Yeah,
Bonus
they're
points
untouchable.
if he's
you
the
should
one
you should
guy.
you should drop an anonymous email to that client and let them know that technicians better than him are a dime a dozen who are way more polite.
Well, see, the
Yeah,
worst part
but I
is
don't know his
worst
relation to the company, so.
He also might know the one special snowflake software in their company that it will take years
Yeah,
of training to replace
that
them.
I
too.
was just about to say,
I mean-
listen, we run on fucking Java 2.0.
See, this is why
Oh, speaking of,
I would
did
never
you
be in charge
know?
of a company, because I'm gonna find an IT business that just rip out whatever you need and just put on something you can do.
Did you know that .NET is currently in 9.2?
This is cursed knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And you know I figured this out? I had to fucking update PowerShell. PowerShell 3.2. It's PowerShell 7.1 now.
Oh my god.
Oh, Christ.
And I was like, okay, fine, install PowerShell 7.1. And it's like, sorry, you only have .NET 4 on your computer. I'm like, well, isn't that good enough? No, you need .NET 8.5 at minimum. I'm like, what do you mean 8.5?
Wow.
That's just more proof. Like, stop building on perfection. Just leave it be. Just work off what already.
The entire industry of gaming, video, software, and hardware has been running just fine off of .NET 3.5 and 4.5 for the past 20 years. I don't know why we need 9.
Because Windows 11 came out.
Well, that and someone had to justify their job.
True.
Oh, that too,
Several
yes. Absolutely the case. Job security, man.
Job security is going to be the undoing of the modern world at this rate.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Well, yeah,
when
if
the
they didn't
one
make it so
motherfucker
darn
you
hard
can't
to live,
replace-
not so many people would be concerned with job security.
True.
That too.
But,
If you
yes.
think you can replace me at the drop of a hat, I got news for you, buddy.
Oh, this is an arms race. We're both gonna lose.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna lose it slower than you.
Let me introduce you to mutually assured destruction, motherfucker.
You let me
got
go,
an
guess what happens to your company?
got an update on a friend who wanted the
Oh yes, that
yeah.
thing.
good news, it wasn't marriage troubles. He had a twink femboy supervisor on a power trip, making his work shit. His friend is a pudgy white guy and didn't want to punch his face in, so thought he could work out his frustrations by reading a piece of fiction where such a character gets abused. I can't say I understand, but whatever. The NTR part was a mishearing on the part, as friend wanted his wife involved, as he didn't want to cheat on his wife even in fanfiction. Okay.
What the actual
I'm
fuck
glad
did I
you
just
finally
listen
got
to?
to that update.
It's sort of like when a kitten brings you a half-dead rat and you're like, thanks.
Didn't need this.
Oh, yeah.
But I appreciate.
All in all, it worked out because I ignored it and he didn't follow up and just waited for the supervisor to power trip on the wrong person. Yeah.
He must have power tripped on another protected class then.
Power tripped too close to the sun. No. As someone who is most definitely the opposite of every protected class currently in protection, I can most assuredly tell you that violence is also a protected class. And that people stop power tripping really fucking fast when that topic comes up. And you mean it. The important part is you have to mean it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to punch you. You have to say, I'm going to punch you, and then look like you're going to murder them. And then they go, oh, he's serious.
That was one of the things I liked about working in an actual plant environment. You had almost none of this petty bullshit. And if anybody brought petty bullshit in, it was, all right, you want to meet in the parking lot after work? No. Then shut the fuck up.
Literally that one fucking guy at my last workplace. You know, I could cut you right now with this knife I have. Cool story, bro. It's gonna take them 30 seconds. Well, no, so what I said in response to him was, that's a cool story. Unfortunately for you, it's gonna take them 30 seconds to cycle through that airlock. And they can't stop me from what I'm about to do to you in those 30 seconds. And he just kind of looked at me like, oh. Yeah, well, maybe I was just joking. Yeah, I was just joking, man.
Like, maybe I'm in the wrong room with the wrong person.
Yeah, you know, that's that 30 seconds. You can do a lot to a person in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Something tells me that he isn't used to people responding with anything other than awkwardness or fear.
Yes, he was a tall, lanky boy who,
Oh, I mean, if he's lanky, that means he'll break like a twig.
Yeah.
Not
yeah, he was of the leftist political affiliation. Anarchy.
Fine. I do not use the term to describe. I don't use the term lanky to describe someone unless I think that their arm would break if you look at it the wrong way.
Like, my wrist was thicker than their bicep.
Because I've known some people.
I really don't know what they thought they were going to accomplish by threatening me when my wrist was thicker than their bicep.
Yeah, listen, if I'm threatening Sneaky, it's because I have a gun.
True.
I don't even think that would be enough if he thought you were serious.
Of course, with that, I don't even threaten. That's just look at them and.
Yeah, you just gotta kind of pull the trigger on that one. Yeah. I am literally writing another chapter. Yeah.
If you talk
about
it,
hey, Sign, by the way, I'm sick
illegal.
and I'm feeling real down. When's my next Tanya Star?
Yes, Sign. Make him feel better.
How's Freddy sound?
That sounds great.
I'll see what I can do.
Anyway. All right. So that's the end of the story time. We had some fun times. It's time for the hard times. It's time for the other story time. The story time that everyone comes here for the times of time. be timed.
No, we don't have to
Did
do
you just
that.
have a stroke?
I was trying to go somewhere with it, and then I kind of lost the plot halfway through, and I kept thinking, like, maybe if I just kept repeating the word time, I'll eventually have a Kamala moment where I remember where I'm supposed to go next.
You just had a fanfic author moment.
No,
That's fair.
that's a normal sneaky moment that tracks with his past behaviors.
That's just like a normal sneaky moment.
Anyway, all this talk about JK makes me want to pull up Harry Potter.
Sure.
Yeah.
Crossovers.
Have fun with that.
Oh boy. Oh, while you're pointing that
It
up,
can't get any
Sneaky,
worse than that.
an
Apparently.
update on my replays of the Metro series.
Oh yeah?
Last Light left like no impact on me because I have not remembered a single moment up to the point I'm at in the story right now. Unlike 2033, where I
You know
remembered
what?
several
I'm gonna be honest
moments
with you.
the moment frame one loaded.
I cannot tell you a single thing that happened in Last Light beyond nuclear bombs hitting the Dark Ones, except that's the bad ending, and you pushing over the nuclear.
Actually,
laser
that was the
detonator?
ending. No, that was the ending of Metro 2033.
Well, there we go.
That's
There
the
we
ending of the
go.
first game.
Yeah, well, that shows you how much I remember of Last Light.
like I'm at the point where it's like, oh, I think there might be a hint of something about this commie that I'm currently playing through the game with. Why do I feel like I need to shoot him? And I get to the point where like, oh, he betrays. Like, that's why I had that itch saying to shoot him.
You know,
yes.
so I will say,
Because he's a commie.
I didn't
I
even
really-
remember the betrayal. I just remembered the feeling of it.
I really like how Metro 2033 told you you were doing the right thing. I really like that.
With
compared
just
to
a
other
really
games.
simple, it's just a really simple like flash and a really subtle sound effect that actually sounds really nice.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like, it's not like a, like the NPCs don't go surround you and I'll go, yeah, buddy, you did a great job, that was the right choice. Like modern games do. You don't get a fucking blue option and a red option. Hell, half the time, it's not even implied that there is a good option. There's certain dialogue options that you have to read, comprehend, and understand what the good thing to do here is.
I mean,
that's one of the things I appreciate about Divinity 2.
So
You're killing a communist.
Choices are actually, those choices are actually few and far between in 2033. Most of your moral points come from interacting with the world, like strumming a guitar, or you're sneaking around and you hear a conversation between two NPCs. Just stop and listen to the conversation all the way through. The morality system in 2033 is about
Being
interacting
human.
with the world at large.
Yeah.
Listening, exploring. There's a couple levels even where it's like if you don't kill any of the people and you sneak through completely unnoticed, you get a point for that.
Yeah.
And it's not always clear when those points are, which is kind of frustrating from a more modern gaming perspective, but really appreciated from someone who played the original and was like, oh yeah, this is why I loved this game so much. And then the Redux fucked so much stuff up.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is not fair.
But-
The Redux is fun.
But what I
the
liked even
atmosphere is
more,
missing.
what I liked even more is that you couldn't even do the good ending unless you had enough good karma to remember morality and why nuking a group of people
Just
that-
because you didn't understand them.
just because you didn't understand them is bad. Yeah. And
Yeah.
like you literally, even if in the last moment you had played the game completely normally up until that point, not always getting all the good points because you didn't really understand it or you weren't looking for it or whatever, but you're like, oh, well, I want to nuke them, you have to nuke them. Because you played your character in a way where they're disconnected from the world, they're not interacting with the people around them, they don't care. So you can't do the right thing.
If you act like an asshole, your character's going to be an asshole.
Well, it's not even acting like an asshole. It's more like acting almost like a sociopath.
Yeah,
Also,
apathetic.
the
Yeah.
the
So
good
most
ending
FPS
isn't the good ending isn't
Okay.
even the right ending. It's the wrong ending. It's the alternate.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
The
because
actual ending is the bad ending, and that's one thing I still love about the game too. because I went through Redux. I think they
Yep.
might have lowered the barrier for morality points, which was kind of nice because I said fuck this and gave myself thousands of military grade ammunition. Because fuck
Nice.
you, I'm not going through your bullshit again.
Mm-hmm.
You get the alternate ending,
Mm-hmm.
and the game gives you 20 seconds to decide: are you going to shoot the nuclear designator, or are you just gonna let it fly anyways? It
Yeah.
gives you one last choice, and you can still say, nah, fuck them.
Yep. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? It doesn't lock you in. Like, it's not like, you know, Undertale, where if you don't kill anyone the whole time, you're locked into the pacifist ending.
Yeah.
It quite literally gives you the option still in the end of either doing the right thing or not.
Yeah. It's really good and poignant, and I'm glad that
Unlike
storytelling-wise,
some
that's
games,
leveled up.
Spec Ops: The Line.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You will have your bad ending, and you will enjoy it,
I
player.
keep
You
seeing.
you played the Call of Duty game.
Yeah, I keep occasionally going back, like, okay, let's see, what new thread can I find that tries to defend this storytelling decision? And it's still, at the end of the day, it's like people try to say, well, no, it's about this or it's about this. It's like, but the developer said you had the choice to put the game down. That tells me that they're idiots and that your interpretation is objectively wrong based on what the artist wanted.
It's like that's
Yeah.
not
Which
an
was they wanted
argument.
you to put down your $60 game 3/4 of
We
the way
know you bought the game. Well, no, it's not even that. The actual option. The actual option they're referring to is at the start of the game. You can either turn around or not go forward, and it both results in the same thing. Is that the story results in you following your orders, turning around, going back to base, not getting caught up in the city caught in the sand, not getting caught up in any of the events. It's just, that's it. It's like 10 minutes into the game.
That's a
I do
Far
not.
Cry
I don't remember that at all.
cop-out.
I remember that in Far Cry 4,
Yeah,
where you
no.
just sit there.
Yeah, no.
I do
Like
remember you
5.
can do that.
Yeah, it's the non-canon ending too, which is the dumbest fucking part of it all. Is that's
Yeah,
not
the
considered the
canon
canon
ending
ending.
is you turning into a fucking murder hobo.
Yeah.
I think my biggest problem with Spec Ops: The Line is that I was actually fine with the way that they were pulling the rug out from under you until they tried to make you seem like the bad guy objectively, especially with the white phosphorus scene, where it's like, no,
Yeah.
no, no. I sat there for 30 minutes and killed 120 snipers on the roof.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
get to tell me that I made that choice. I didn't
Same.
have the
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
You
What
took that
they
choice away
really
from
should
me.
have done, what they really should have done is they should have actively actually made like a fucking horde of dudes just come at you. Like you literally couldn't have the ammo to deal with them. And not in
That's it.
30
That's the
minutes.
problem.
Like within a minute, you shouldn't have been able to have the ammo to deal with them.
Because then it's like, oh, you have to do this now, or you are just fucked.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you're actually still in the heat of the moment. You're not just sitting there picking off snipers one by one. You're actively like, oh shit, I'm actually out of ammo. Oh fuck, use the mortar on them. They're swarming over here. Boom. Oh no, I hit civilians.
Yeah.
That would actually be player choice. That I'm not saying that's good. I'm saying that's a better version of what they tried to do.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, they're like, use white phosphorus. Now, I, being a weirdo who loves military knowledge, knew what white phosphorus was, and I was like, that's a war crime. Like,
Well,
I've
it's
done some
Yes.
questionable stuff before
I
this
think
point.
I think you're not giving the game enough credit. They do a good job of saying we shouldn't do this. This is fucked up. Do you know what white phosphorus does?
Yes.
Well, yeah,
they
and
do
it's
You don't
it's
even
not
have
only
you don't have to
that.
be a military weirdo. The story did a good job of showing why you shouldn't do this
Yeah.
before clicking the button.
But like
Yeah.
the problem is with the whole scene setup, it's sort of like Ruby, right? It's sort of like the final season of Ruby, right? It's they didn't set everything up properly. The moment is fine in a vacuum, but they didn't set the moment up properly because A, they didn't make the player feel pressed to use it, They just said, use it. No, don't. No, yes, use it. No, we can't. Oh, well, we have to. But the dialogue didn't match the moment because you absolutely weren't pressed. Even on the hardest difficulty, you aren't actually pressed if you're good at the game.
There's a spot like at the very beginning when there's like 10 or 15 dudes shooting at you and you just kill them.
Yeah.
You just park your ass in one of 2 spots along the wall, and you snipe them with
Like, if
They-
you're gonna make people wait 30
from
minutes
your
while
assault
shooting with
rifle.
snipers, why don't you just, like, give them an ending where they can just go, all right, they backed off. We don't have to use the white phosphorus.
But that's the other problem is that the way they set up the dialogue with that scene is that they actually encouraged the player to not use the white phosphorus to get the alternative choice scene where they didn't use it and instead held out using normal means.
Yeah.
Like they basically implied that scenario to the player with that dialogue and how they structured it.
I'll be honest, it still would have been a pretty good scene if they're like, all right, there's no more shooting. They walk to the camp and it's like, this is a bunch of civilians who are now terrified of us. We should go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just
And
oh,
that
shit,
could have
that's a lot of
been a
civilians.
moment.
We should leave.
Yeah, that could have been a different moment. And like so
Imagine how much harder the burning corpses would have hit if that was a choice too. Like an
right,
actual
exactly.
choice.
Yeah.
Was it civilians attacking you the entire time?
No, it's
No.
not
No.
civilian. So, what happens is
So they had this really shitty setup where basically it was a choke point and the soldiers are slowly trickling out of the choke point, and you're supposed to hit the choke point with white phosphorus to stop the soldiers from pouring through. Except all of the habs built into the choke point were filled with civilians. And you didn't know this until you hit them with white phosphorus.
because the thing that you're using to look at them is just like I don't remember if it was like an IR or like a heat map or whatever, but
It's just like a basic heat map thing.
Yeah.
It's a weird mix of IR and heat map.
But
So you
yeah,
couldn't tell they were inhabited.
No, you couldn't.
They could tell that what they could do was they're like, that's a lot of people. But because there were soldiers coming out, the natural assumption would be like, that's a lot of enemy soldiers past that point.
But yeah, so basically they didn't press the player, the dialogue was lying to you. They had previously set up similar mechanics in the previous sections of the story where your choices could change things minutely. So it implied, because it's one thing to have the dialogue imply that there could be a divergence here. It's another thing to have divergences previously in the story already.
Where it's made very clear that one choice will make an easier battlefield over the other as well.
So it's they trained the player to bark when the bell is rung. The player barks when the bell is rung, and then they shoot the dog anyway.
I was gonna say you get mad at them for actually doing what you told them to do.
It's just like
how dare you react to the mechanic we've been teaching you?
Yeah. How dare you learn? How dare you learn?
Because unironically, I think Spec Ops would have been one of the best written shooters of that particular section in the time period if it wasn't for the white phosphorus scene.
Yeah.
Taking everything they taught you and
it was pretty good.
Away.
Yeah.
And then following that up with the ending where it's like you're a bad person because of this one thing. It's like, I didn't make that choice. You forced me. You don't get to make me feel bad when my only option was to hit the white phosphorus button or turn the game off. And by God, I'm 5 hours in. I'm not turning the game off.
Yeah. But anyway, High School DxD. So this guy. Wait a second. No, this is a DxD. Wait. Sorry, guys. We were shitting on the wrong dude. We weren't shitting on the Halo guy. Or maybe this is the Halo guy. Hold on. Let me make sure that we didn't accidentally shit on the No. Okay, so yeah, my bad. I just never read. I assumed that so I wrongfully did a very human thing in where I assumed that my last action caused the current reaction.
Yes.
I left a review last podcast on someone's story. I left only one review. And this is a review I haven't left in a while. Like I don't normally make too many reviews per year. So I hadn't left one in a while. So this dude just responded to us? No, September 3rd. I'm so fucking confused. Oh no, it was a review he left. Okay. I'm going insane. I am actually crazy. Okay, I was so confused as to why it said September 3rd. So this dude was also bitching. Different guy. Okay, so we are shitting on the Halo dude. He just left a review on my story. Let me see if I can't figure out how to bring that up. Manage stories. Yeah, here we go. Reviews. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So, the Malaki Quest dude, the guy who wrote like 9 concurrent Halo stories that are all like 1,000 words long per chapter, telling the most boring generic shit in existence with a bunch of made-up named characters. And he, in the actual summary of the story, said his story was so awesome, it would make you want to play Halo after reading a single chapter.
Why? Because you want to read a better story?
Yes. I left a review on his story saying, this was false advertising. It didn't make me want to play Halo after reading a single chapter. That was the review I left.
One of the most tamest reviews you could have left.
Honestly, it was, yeah.
It's like, it's a harmless trope. It's like, you lied to me, haha.
Yeah, like, haha,
like,
buddy, you weren't as cool as you thought you were, haha.
It's like a cheap mocking laugh, like fake news or something like that. Like
I effectively just posted the smirk emoji at him.
Yeah, it's like I saw that. I saw that. Like he got so ass mad over such a harmless.
So fucking mad.
Like if you had said more than that, like told him he was a garbage person or something, like you went further into that, I'd be like, okay, that's a rather fair response, I guess.
Equal response, yeah.
Yeah, but you made like a cheap joke at his thing, like, yeah, fake, you lied to me, man. I don't feel like playing Halo with blah blah blah. It's like, and then he goes on to say, you're just a troll. It's like, so you knowingly.
I would make a review here, but others have already pointed out that you are scum. No one in the writing community wants or supports you. So. Just
for the
to be
person
clear,
who gave him $20 for that chapter.
Someone paid me to write this story. So
I mean, that's a very valid defense.
Yeah.
It shuts people up real quick. Brother, I made money off of this. Somebody paid me to write it. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No one in the writing community wants or supports you and your work. Also, hilarious because Undying Scarab, your 3 stories, I'm sure I'll have more shit to talk shit about soon when I finally get those Tanya chapters edited.
This was on FFN though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, sure, it's on FFN. I just find it
probably
he's just basing it off of the profile itself. He didn't look anywhere else. He didn't even look at Devil Force fanfiction. He only looked at the direct profile in the stories that it published.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee he's never heard of Space Battles or wherever you
posted. Oh, probably not at all. Yeah, no, probably not even. Bro posts Halo stories because he's got three lives, 3 wives, 6 kids, 7 jobs, and he can only manage to play Halo on his off hours. When he's not putting in a 40-hour week, 40-hour day. My bad.
Average
so-
forklift operator.
Yeah.
Mm.
So he probably has never heard of any of these other sections. However, it doesn't make it less funny. 'Cause it's like making fun of a skater at a skate park, and then it turns out that the skater's like Tony Hawk. It's like, oh,
That's a mistake.
I called your jumps weak. I said
Well,
Tony
Well,
Hawk could
Tony
do better.
Hawk is getting old.
No, Tony
Well,
Tony Hawk would actually laugh along because he actually had this happen to him, by the way. So I know
I was
he
about
would
to
laugh
say Tony
along.
Hawk has had it happen.
So Tony Hawk was at a skate park one day, and someone saw him practicing some new crazy jump, and someone said to him, you know, you should go look up videos of Tony Hawk. He does it really well.
Yeah, I should do that.
People just never recognize
And
Tony
he-
Hawk.
he-
who's always
Okay,
funny.
no.
He-
Hang on. In fairness, Tony Hawk is like one of the most generic looking.
He is
men
literally
alive.
generic, man. He
And
literally
I
is.
Yeah.
say that. Listen, I say that knowing that. Okay, look. If Tony Hawk is generic white man template number 1, I'm generic white man template number 3.
Yeah. So,
I recognize
and Tony Hawk has reached the stage in his life where he just accepts it. He's just like, oh, hey, cool, thanks for the advice, dude. I'll try and look him up. He doesn't even try to be like, yeah, I'm actually Tony Hawk. He doesn't even do that. He
It's just
shared
like,
a
yeah,
situation.
dude. Thank you for the.
Yeah.
Well,
advice."
and here's the thing, right? In fairness, it's not like I think a lot of that has to do with like the way a person approaches it. Like the guy's like, "Hey
Sure,
man,
yeah.
I see you're trying to do this trick. Tony Hawk's done it real well. You should look at Tony Hawk do it, right?" Especially
Right.
because they see an older dude at a skate park trying to do a
Right.
trick, and they're like, "Well, shit, man, Tony Hawk's doing it, so you can," which is not correct, but you know, it's
Yeah.
it's a nice thought. They're trying
Yes.
to be encouraging. They're not like, "Get out of here, old man. You can't do tricks."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
My
Conversely,
favorite
If I see
story.
an old man at a skate park, I'm going to assume that's probably just Tony Hawk. 'Cause how many old man skaters are you really going to see?
Fair. Now, I will say, there was another one he shared on Twitter before where he was like, so I handed my ID to pick up my flight tickets. Yeah, I handed my ID over to the attendant lady. And she's like, oh, your name's Tony Hawk. That's cool. Like the pro skater, Tony Hawk. I bet you guys get mixed up a lot.
I remember that one.
Oh god.
that's
And he's
that's
just
a bit
like,
awkward.
yeah, it actually doesn't happen that often.
That's the other thing I love about Tony is like he knows just what to say.
He's
That's
just
a certain
like,
level of like he's just having fun. with
all
it.
right. Hey, you know what? Honestly, people not realizing you're someone important can sometimes be a benefit to everyone rushing you and being
Yeah.
like, bro, can you sign this? Bro, can you sign this? Bro, take a picture with me?
Like I hate to use words like this, but like Tony Hawk is just like him and Weird Al are just some of the realest dudes.
True.
Yeah, it doesn't help that
Mm.
Tony does kind of have that generic look.
We just finished.
Yeah, we covered that. But like
Yeah.
like they're just like no, but like right, like you know, there are some people like they get famous and it goes to the like those two, no, it's just like, yeah, whatever.
It's like Rupert or whatever his name was, the guy who played Ron,
Oh yeah.
where he bought an ice
Oh.
cream truck and just gave away free ice cream.
Yeah.
The average Ron behavior.
Or like
Dude's actually a really good guy.
yeah, or like, you know what? Sean Astin, the guy who played Samwise Gamgee, like just out there doing this thing. Like, listen, you still hear about him all the time because the people are like, yeah, I met him and he's super chill and super kind. sometimes you hear about these actors and they come back up because like, oh yeah, they're a terrible person and they're P. Diddy or whatever. And then I hear Sean Astin's name and I'm like, what nice thing did Samwise Gamgee do today?
Well, fucking Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Hella passionate, dude.
When you're ready.
Hell, even Johnny Depp, when he was going through his many stages of alcoholism, still dressed up as fucking Captain Jack Sparrow and went to go visit children with cancer in hospitals unannounced.
Yeah, not like
Because
a
he
Make-A-Wish thing, just
Yeah. Just, hey, I'm just gonna show up. And the hospital's like, oh,
Hey.
fuck.
Yeah, it's like, hey guys, I was filming a movie like 10 blocks down the street, and I saw there was a hospital, so I just put on my Jack Sparrow costume on my lunch break. Can you take me to the kids' ward?
Very cool.
I'm ready. I'll be able to dodge.
It's a shame what happened with.
Well, I mean, he got
Amber
vindicated
Heard.
in the end.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she dragged him through the mud.
Oh, of course, yeah. Once you finally dedicate yourself to completing a story beginning to end, maybe you will finally be humble enough to appreciate the struggle real authors go through.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, that's really humble of you.
Has he finished any fic on his side?
That's a good question. If he's ever finished a fic on his side.
If he's saying, like, if you're ever going to finish a fic and be
You're not
humble,
a
it's like,
real
bitch,
author
why don't
unless
you
you
talk?
finish something. All right, let's see. Have you finished? Okay, he has finished
Wow.
a 400-word story.
That doesn't count.
He has finished a
No.
1,000-word story. He has finished a
Doesn't count.
2,000-word
5,000 or more.
story. He has finished another 1,000-word story. He's finished another 2,000-word story. He's finished another 2,000-word story. He's finished a 4,600-word story.
So
he's
close,
finished.
yet so far.
Okay, what are we doing here? Are we going through
We're mocking the guy that messaged me in a rage for saying that his story didn't make me want to play Halo. Because in his review of my story, I need to finally finish a story for once in my life, because doing so will humble me to make me realize the struggle that real authors go through.
Counterpoint? I'm going to tell you the same advice I've given to this one guy that was real snarky by claiming to have the world's best food of some sort. Don't make that claim if you can't back it up.
Yeah, because that's why we're going through his stories now, is because he has a bunch of completed fics, but they're completed fics because they're all 1,000-word one-shots.
Yeah, so they don't count as actual stories. They're just one-shots.
His largest story is 6,000 words long.
Short stories.
18 chapters and 6,000 words long.
Bro, what the fuck?
6,000 constitutes a short story, doesn't it?
No, 18,000. 18 to 24.
18,000 for a short story.
Yeah.
But either way, like, this all started because he made a claim that he couldn't back up. It's not our fault. It's not our fault his bluff was called. It's not Sneaky's fault. It's not your fault you called his bluff and won.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally, it's like I said earlier, I basically just sent him a review that was just the smirk emoji. Like, that's it. It wasn't even like I sat there and shit all over his stuff and went through every single reason why he's wrong and stupid and a terrible person. I was just like, smirk emoji. And he just exploded.
Sneaky, did you notice that he made a follow-up review to your review in his own story?
Wait, he reviewed his own?
Yeah.
He did what?
Mods, review this man's story.
He reviewed
Well, to be fair, that's the only way to publicly address someone visibly on FFN.
No, that's what author's notes in the next chapter are for, son.
Yeah. Yeah, but you
the
see,
author's
he
notes are
doesn't...
fucking petty.
Well, Max, he can't make an author's note because it's a completed story because it's a one-shot. so he doesn't have another
You had
chapter
to edit it.
to post author's notes with.
That sounds like a him problem.
Yeah, he'd have
Sounds
to
like
go
a
back and
skill
edit
issue as well, I'm gonna be honest.
True.
it. That too.
I mean, I'm
Wild
gonna be honest,
Bow's inner
the fact that
monologue.
the fact that he keeps doing this nonsense of like an Elite's Tale 9 and Elite's Tale 10, like, buddy, just throw these all into one story as several chapters.
He can't.
I mean,
No.
he can just delete the rest of them and republish it as one story.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense. Like that would be like actually using the story function instead of posting each chapter as an isolated one shot. But like that would make sense, Max, and wouldn't inflate his story count. And it would also make him look bad because then he would have like a 20 chapter story with like 3,000 words. So, you know. It's all about optics. So anyway, author responds to my review with, naturally, I would have taken this to heart and allowed room for this critique. The critique, may I remind everyone, this story was false advertising. I have no urge to play Halo. You'll want to start up the campaign after a single chapter.
Oh, wait. Oh, I just got the second half of his thing. I didn't read it in full before you got to it.
Yeah.
It gets worse.
So anyway, but seeing how this was written on the first chapter, after a single chapter, if I was a fucking Zoomer edit, I would be fucking flashing back and forth between these two things right now.
You need to go MLG edit on that, Sneaky. Come on.
Yeah, can we get some air horns? Can we get some MLG? Can we get some?
That's not even like
scans?
Zoomer edit. That's just like fucking millennial edit.
Can we get some Maxor editing up in here? But anyway, seeing how this was written on the first chapter, I took it with a grain of salt and decided to investigate. Investigate. Investigate what?
Investigate what?
This is the point where he makes fun of you.
Wait. Did he not write a book or even a novella yet? Yeah, bro hasn't even written a book or a novel yet.
Sneaky, keep going, because his investigation lasted all of 10 seconds instead of 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, you know, that's how long it took me to read his story, so that's to be expected. If I can't read a single story from this author inside of a TikTok, fucking little clip, then that's not worth it. Authors like Hawkeye have my respect because they are dedicated writers and speak from a place of what can improve a given tale. He's written over 2,000 stories.
Imagine being this ass mad over like a cheap review.
That's not the flex he thinks it is either.
No, it's not.
No.
Let's see, Patreon.
I got news for you, buddy. People are paying us to look at your dog shit.
So as far as I can tell, maybe Subscribestar?
Yeah, Subscribestar. When you make parody, you don't want to deal with fucking.
I think I found Hockey. 2,711 words. Joined March 2006.
Link him.
I can only assume this is the one.
So as far as I can tell,
Killionaire's coming in with a chair recognition apparently.
Hockey is a hack. Almost all of his stories are one shots. Damn.
We're just jumping straight to that.
Alright, so I would like to point out as well, the author does not have a Subscribestar, does not have a Patreon, does not seem to have any sort of monetization, which means they have put in a lot of fucking time for nothing.
There's a
So,
good chance this is their only hobby, which,
yeah.
I mean, there are worse hobbies to pick, admittedly.
Oh, certainly. I mean,
This
if
one
you
co-
want to
This one
waste,
costs nothing but time,
oh, exactly.
as opposed
I
to
mean, like
time and
if
money.
you want to waste your time writing 2,781 one shots, then hey, you do you. I just feel like people should get paid. Okay, no. I feel like authors who write fan fiction as a hobby should have the option of allowing other people to donate them money for writing said fan fiction. There we go.
Yes.
And that's it. That's basically my opinion, yeah. If you don't want to get money for it, then that's fine. But, I just feel like that's a lot of time to be devoting to something that no one will ever see or appreciate.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, like, even like with wood carving, oh shit. Oh, this was the dude. This is
Don't
the
tell me
dude that
you found
crashes
him.
Chrome.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what?
This is the dude that crashes Chrome.
I
Oh, the one you put like Arabic text of cursing and shit.
Yeah.
That's God,
no.
it's been so long.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that I actually can't have his profile open because his profile crashes Chrome because it takes up so much space.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, I thought you meant the one where you broke reviews because you posted like that.
That was
Curse
funny.
of Raw.
Yeah, Curse of
Copy
Raw
paste.
deleted the last
That
10
was
reviews.
Egyptian, though.
God damn it, Sign. Thank you.
I want to die.
Don't pay it out.
But it's just like I've said it before because Hawkey's come up before. Other people have quoted him before. I now remember this guy because I've gone on rants about him before, and every time he comes up, it's the same fucking shit I say every fucking time of, holy shit, that's a lot of fucking time to dedicate to something that no one's ever gonna see, no one's ever gonna appreciate, and you're not even fucking earning income off of. Like, at least wood carving, you know, you produce, like, cool little figurines, and if someone comes over their house, they can be like, oh, cool little figurines. And be like, yeah, I carved those.
Also, I just realized one of his posts, the guy says, I could delete your review. You can't delete reviews anymore.
Yeah, no, they fixed that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, does he not realize that?
I get the feeling that he may have, if he's able to do this, he just revealed that they have found a new workaround.
A new hack.
In which case, hey, you might be able to report this guy's account for what was it?
Harassment or something?
Manipulation, right?
Yeah,
TOS.
something like that.
Exploitation.
Yeah.
TOS. I thought you could actually still delete reviews even if they were signed if you had it set up a certain way. Like to preview the review yourself before you allowed it to go through.
Yeah, no, they patched that out.
So they just removed the option?
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so can only delete guest reviews.
As it should be. Authors like Hawkey have my respect because they're dedicated writers and speak from experience. He's written over 2,000 stories, and despite them running a gamut of single chapters apiece, I find them very impressive. There is nothing impressive about writing 1,000. There is nothing impressive about writing 1,000 word ideas. Or I could do that.
Yeah, there's really nothing there. Like, I'm sorry. I can write 1,000-word chapters, and I can write 10,000 one-word chapters.
Or as a trained monkey, he could do that.
If they're disconnected,
Ook,
though,
ook.
that's not
Exactly.
quite like.
Thank you, Or.
Congratulations.
Thank you for your
You
input.
can brainstorm.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry,
human.
1,000 words, that doesn't require consequences, that doesn't require world building, that doesn't require character relations. 1,000 words is character enters the scene. Haha, words, haha, words, haha.
You write 1,000 words
Character
for a
leaves
fucking,
scene.
like, character, like, not even like a character study.
That's
It's
a
a
portion
That's
of
just
the
a
character
fucking-
profile.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, that's also
You
just
can
like
do
a fucking
doesn't
assignment you would get in creative writing class. You
Like,
spend 5 minutes on.
1,000 words is fucking nothing.
Like, these are the people that probably struggled with writing the 1,000 word essays in 5 minutes or less.
Like, the people that write... So, Hockey has less respect than the people who only have a snippet thread.
Yeah,
Because they
fair. At least
like-
those have effort in them.
Well, not only that, at least the author's trying to write more chapters. They're failing, but they're trying to write more chapters. And that's the important part, is they're actually trying to put the thought process needed in to a story that would expand it upon just a single scene that sounded really cool in your head. Because it's really easy to write a single scene that sounds really cool in your head. The important part, the hard part, is writing that scene and making it connect with the rest of your story in terms of flow, in terms of pacing, in terms of theming, in terms of information reveal, in terms of power scaling. There is so many more things you have to keep in mind when writing a scene that is part of an actual fucking story than when you're publishing a one-shot that sounds cool. The people like Hockey have no input. They have no comprehension on how to write a long story because they've never done it. So what the fuck advice could he possibly offer me or anyone about how to write an actual fucking story since he's spent the last 14, 16, 18 years
18.
writing one-shots that never go anywhere and never relate back to each other? Also, 2,761 stories that are 1,000 words long. That's only like, what? 2 million words? I've seen stories longer than that. Single stories. Not even a series.
I imagine you have.
I've read stories longer than that. Not even fan fiction. I've read published stories longer than that. The fuck do I care about his opinion? You seem to be misconstruing quantity with quality, and quantity with experience, and
Typical of
quantity
communists.
with skill. Just because I take 1,000 shits doesn't mean I'm somehow now capable of telling you how quantum physics work. Just because I take 10,000 shits doesn't mean I'm a PhD in biochemistry. Though going to Taco Bell once does make me capable of disarming a nuclear bomb.
I've consumed Taco Bell at least 3 times. This means I qualify for an iron gut skill.
Yes. You actually got the adamant metal.
If you can eat Taco Bell and not have a case of the runs after it, you get that skill.
You seem to have insecurity about your own writing ability. Where?
The only thing Sneaky's insecure about is his ability
Wait.
to write chapters shorter than 10,000 words.
True. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm being paid to do this under protest. You can thank Nexus Rider for this shit show. I attempted to square the circle. Ironically, I'm shit at fights, but I'm told I'm good at character crafting. Okay, so what part of this author's note did I say anything at the end? No, I didn't say anything at the end. Okay, so what part of this author's note, what part of this review I posted makes me sound like I'm not confident in my own abilities?
Projection.
Yeah, literally. Like,
I think he's basing this off of the reviews from the one chapter you posted, and likely not because they actually sat down and read that chapter.
oh, sure, probably. But the point still stands is that where did anyone get this idea that I'm not confident in my own writing abilities? I literally say in my author's note, I am only posting this because someone paid me to write this. It's going to be a shit show because I'm trying to square the circle that is Ruby. Ruby is difficult to write. I don't like writing fights. I'm bad at writing fights. I'm told I'm good at writing characters. At no point in time am I like, oh, please give me reviews. I need the attention so I can keep writing this story. I never did that.
You're just being completely honest with your writing abilities in the story.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like, hey guys,
there's
look,
nothing
I'm bad at
insecure.
fights,
It's
I'm good at characters.
In all
it is what it
honesty,
is.
the review you left is one of the nicest reviews I've seen you leave in years.
That's the
It really is.
Like
It
this
really is.
This isn't even a light jab. This is the closest thing to you having kid gloves on I've ever seen.
It really is. But anyway,
Yeah, continue reading it, because this is where
leading you to lash out at more focused storytellers.
Buddy,
Focus,
by the way,
brother. You haven't.
you're not
you have
focused.
1,000 one-shots.
Bro, you
The
got
longest-
39 one-shots.
The longest chapter count I've seen on his profile is 4 chapters, and that capped out at 6,000 words, I think you said, Sneaky? Like,
Having focus issues. I posted it on his shortest story, which is 270 words long.
Yeah.
Sneaky. Oh, it's also his most recent.
Yeah, he posted it an hour ago.
Wait, it's a Dead by Daylight. What?
Yeah. It's also a romance fic, maybe, question mark, because it has Evan McMiller times Trapper. Or maybe Trapper is Evan McMillan. I don't really give a shit about Dead by Daylight, so I might.
Okay, I decided to read through this. This is not a chapter. What I've seen here is the back of a book for the summary. That's what he wrote. That's what I expect to find on the back of a book. That's oh. He wrote a summary. That's
Yeah.
it. He wrote a pitch.
Yeah. Like I said, having focus issues. Hey, you know. You've written a single mediocre chapter for the entire 13-year career.
So
It's not a
that's where-
career if I've only left a single chapter.
And, well, it's also where it's like, okay, 1, you've not done your research. 2, this man has deleted 3 or 4 stories when someone tried to call him out thinking he wouldn't do it, and he did it.
Yeah, true. You better delete yours. Okay, delete.
I feel like you should just point him in the direction of Yours and Gray's story.
Nah. Nah. Let
Atin,
it-
if
let-
he
let
doesn't
him-
care
let him
enough
feel
to
good.
do his research, why would we do it
But
for him?
Atin, I have a link to the collab
I
user
know.
in
I
my
know, but clearly
my
this man's
profile.
illiterate.
Yeah.
He's clearly
Totally
illiterate and
illiterate.
is using text to speech.
So anyway, 13-year career. Apparently your career on fanfiction.net starts the day you make your account.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Yeah, apparently you are a writer the second you create an account. You're not a reader who wants to get notified when they get new chapters of fanfiction. No, you're a writer now. You have to start your career in writing. And my career in writing has only ever produced one chapter of a mediocre fanfic, which I said was going to be mediocre when I started. I said it was going to be a shit show, and that I was only posting this because someone paid me to do it. I don't... Your remarks are not cutting. I am agreeing with you. And the reviews of your story. Don't you wonder, Maliki? Aren't you curious as to how an author with 13 years career with only a single mediocre chapter somehow has so much hate rained down upon him? Aren't you curious? Even a little? Apparently not.
No.
Apparently not. Tells me all I need to know about the kind of person you are. Instead of deleting your review, I will keep it here so everyone else can get a good look at you. Also, what does Gatorade plasma mean?
I'm sorry, what?
Bro can't
What?
even end. Bro can't even end with like the cloak swish as he exits the room. He he does the cloak swish, exits the room, and then pokes his head back in, being like, "Oh yeah, by the way, can you explain the other half of your review? I didn't understand it."
Woo.
And it's not even a gotcha. It's just him
I
being
think what-
like, "Yeah, I don't get what you mean by Gatorade
I think
plasma."
what also is kind of stupid is like, does this guy only use forums or something, or is he only familiar with AO3? Because you can't reply to make another review on that chapter. So it's like, what's the point of asking a question?
I don't know.
Last
Maybe,
wordism.
yeah, last wordism. Maybe he's hoping I'll like DM him or something.
Okay.
No, you'll just drop another review on a different story.
Yeah,
post
I'll
it.
just go harass him on a different story. I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Woof.
I don't even know what you're posting now, Phoenix. You crazy. But yeah, so that's this guy. That's this guy. His 3,000 word completed story.
I want to die.
Bro doesn't. My favorite part here, right? I will leave your review up so everyone else knows who you are, really. Okay, cool. Everyone else that reads your story, your 0 favorites, 0 follows, no views story. Oh no. The tumbleweeds might get their a better picture of me. Oh shit, guys. I think a single-celled amoeba just read his story.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh no. Anyway.
I just... I have never seen someone so arrogant while simultaneously being a literal
wrong.
who. Well, it's not even that they're wrong, it's that they're just a literal who. Like, they're out here strutting around like, yeah, I have completed 40 stories. Oh yeah, people know who I am. They see my name, and they click. And it's like,
That
bro
is-
doesn't even have a single favorite. Okay, he does have sorry, my bad. He has a single favorite.
I'm
Favorite.
pretty sure your
Just found that
single
I
mediocre
don't-
chapter has more favorites than that.
It actually
Yeah, I
does.
don't put favorites on my
One.
account.
It is one favorite.
I feel that I should artificially go increase that number to 2 just so you can make a point to him.
You should. It'd be funny. But yeah, so that's what that was. But now Max did make me want to go back because we do actually have a record of this. Can we pull up my review history? We can. Excellent. Damn. I fucking executed his story. He's never updated again.
Oof.
Wait, which one?
The high school DxD inheritor. I know of a website called fanfiction.net, but I'm really struggling to figure out what you're a fan of, aside from huffing your own farts.
Oof.
Why do you write like a TikTok?
Oof.
Depressingly terrible story. That one's still updating. The Guard of War Who Lived, also still updating. Please stop writing, it's for everyone's benefit. Please learn what a sentence is and how to punctuate one. I believe that guy also did respond to me. I believe I think he blocked me, though, so I can't bring him up. I'm pretty sure he blocked me, yeah. I think I had a stroke. Damn, that's crazy. I didn't know first graders could write so well. Really proud of you, champ. I'm sure you'll be able to write something worth reading someday at this rate, but today is not that day. Maybe instead of fanfiction and looking for equal... Maybe instead of fanfiction and looking for equally as illiterate people to correct your failings, you should read a book first.
Impossible challenge.
I recommend you learn how to read before writing. I've never seen someone more incompetent at writing, and that's saying something. It is, because pretty much every other review I've ever made has been, wow, you're incompetent at writing. So me saying that is saying something.
Yeah.
This man is a fish. I don't know the context of that. You made me depressed for our future as a country in ways that the political system never could. That story is dead.
Oof.
Yep, that's a
Yep.
dead fucking story.
Died the day I posted the review.
Yeah, that's very fitting.
Congratulations.
Wow, you just keep ending authors' careers.
To be fair, there's not really much of a career there.
There wasn't much to end. It was like stepping on an ant.
Yeah, punching down a little bit there, Sneaky.
Kevin Norton. There's no
in
such thing as
fairness,
punching
because
down.
of Sneaky's height, he can really only ever punch down.
It's called curb stomping.
Fair.
Kevin Norton told stories about Zion. Instead of blowing up Britain at the end of Worms, Zion does Path to Zion. Path guides him to Salem because he thinks her name is short for Jerusalem. Okay, Salem thinks that Zion is the god of light. I mean, I would have to take at
This
least
sounds
3 bags of
incredibly
cocaine.
stupid.
Yeah. Let's see. I wouldn't worry about your writing, as there is not a single way you could have structured this idea to ever make it good.
Alright, damn.
Nice.
Oh wow! Another person who thinks having ADD means you have to be socially retarded and spew verbal diarrhea. Not wrong. Oh, I mean, this one is actually a genuine review. So this is the Harry Potter story where a 40-year-old isekais as some rando into Harry Potter world. He's 40. He's supposed to be 40 years old, and I'll go into that in this review. This is actually it's a decent story. Don't get me wrong, but you know I have issues with it. I don't know whether to hate or like the story. I like the world building and the expansion of the universe, but because you made it some 40-year-old parent reincarnating as some kid, I hate everything about it. Because he's supposed to be some sort of isekai person with apparently 40 years of knowledge, 40 years of emotional temperance. But instead, he's rushing into everything like he's a fucking child. He has absolutely no tolerance and absolutely no temperance, like a child. Is he supposed to be an adult because you keep bringing it up, or is he a kid? Because right now, it seems like he's a kid that you only occasionally remember is supposed to be adult. And that was it, because the author kept bringing up how old the character was, truly, air quotes, and, like, to excuse as to why he was acting mature in this specific moment. And then he would make the character just go do some random fucking shit and pop off at the slightest, difficulty. And he never, like... it's gotten to, like, chapter fucking 80. Like, I left that review at chapter 12. It's, like, at chapter 80 or 90 now. He's never gone and talked about that. Like, he's never brought that up, examined it, looked at it and been like, I thought I was, like, 40, but really, I was just a 6-year-old with the memories of a life being 40, and nothing carried over. I've been acting like a kid this whole time. Like, there's none of that. There's no acknowledgement that he was a kid this whole time, the memories of a 40-year-old. No, the author just kept on bringing up, even dozens of chapters in, that this character is supposed to be really, like, 60. Because it's been, like, 10 years. Time skip. And it's just like, but you're not showing that. You just keep telling us over and over again whenever you remember. DXD Multiversal Therapist. I have never read a more incoherent story being more wrong about literally everything it said. I remember that one. That was terrible. That was back in January. I just want to be clear. I've only made, like, 12 reviews over the course of this year. And one of them was a genuine one, not on this podcast. So
about average one a month for really bad stuff?
Yeah. This hurt to read. This is terrible. I hate it. Please pay attention in first grade English. Very important.
Impossible.
Amazing for a story calling itself D&D Edition that not a single word of this shows up in the player's handbook. That was actually pretty good. Yes, a 22-kilometer run. Impossible. Truly. Yep, because the author was saying that they did the impossible now that they were a devil dragon and ran 22 kilometers. Which we found out came out to like 13 miles, which is nothing. To nearly any race.
Just daily training for a Marine?
Yeah, about that 10-mile run. Yeah. With Ruck.
Well, yeah, with Ruck, obviously.
But, yeah, so it's like, oh, wow, I did the basic training of a Marine today. Truly. Only possible due to me being both a devil and a dragon. Okay, author.
Maybe he meant he was fat before and it was so much easier now?
Maybe.
When it wasn't even possible for him before?
Maybe. Oh, shit. I remember this story. Chapter 1 and Chapter 66. The Darkest Dungeon of Reemnant. Yeah, he spelled it Reemnant.
Oof.
Oh. It didn't post the 13-mile run in 5 minutes. No, just the it took him an hour to run 22 kilometers.
You're supposed to be able to do a 4-minute mile in the military.
Yeah, no, it was portrayed as his morning run, and he got it done in an hour, where previously it was impossible for him to do. And no human could manage it.
Well, now hold the hell on now. A normal walking pace for a human is 4 miles an hour.
Yes.
Running pace is about 10 to 12 miles an hour.
Yes.
Not sprinting, just jogging.
Yes. Yeah, we went over this on that day, and just thumbs ago. Yeah.
That was months ago.
Yeah. Literally a year ago.
I'm old. I can't remember after that. Back.
My beer versus God's most literate darkest dungeon author.
Excuse you.
Oh,
some of them are very literate.
I'm glad
That
you
should
can't
go say
read
us.
this because I would have to leave a real review. My beer lost. Yeah, I was drinking pretty hard that 3 years and your grammar never improved. Honestly, that's the most impressive part of your story.
Oh, that's just rude, isn't it?
When you try to write the most cracked, retarded shit possible, but the competition is this story.
The isekai did not hear.
Isekai, yet not a hero, yeah. While it is understandable that English isn't your first language, it's clear that creative thinking never made the list. Yeah. Author never updated their story again after that.
Yeah.
It's always funny seeing that happen with you.
High School DxD, The Mandalorian. I've seen chatbots write more coherently than you. The fact that you're literate enough to manage to post this story brings great shame upon your family for 30 generations. Curse of Ra upon you.
Oof.
Rude.
Curse of Ra.
Path of Gamer. Yes, a story written entirely in centered text. You see this so often everywhere that it's so very normal. Not. Dog shit writer writes dog shit. More news at 11. Author did not update after that point.
God damn.
Sand Demon, Chapter 1. Hello, 2005 just called. They want their shitty fanfic premise back. Author never updated after that. Foreign Warriors. Yes, the first time we ever let a non-fire country's ninja participate in the Chunin exams. Yes. Yeah. That story that the author completely missed the point of the Chunin exams.
Mm-hmm. It's unfortunately still updating.
You know what? Here's me. You know, I talk about Dark Wolf Shiro all the time. Here's a Dark Wolf Shiro review. Shockingly coherent story from you this time around. Looking forward to getting a couple more chapters out of this before you inevitably get lost in the sauce and write 15 more stories. I was wrong.
Oh, Jesus.
Not only did he complete this story that I left this review on, but he wrote 30 more stories.
Alright.
Credit.
I'll take the loss, I suppose. I'll take the loss.
He showed you.
Sneaky is a weird Midas. Any fic he reviews dies. I wish.
I was gonna say he wishes he could fill fix.
In admins, I've noticed the trend with this user called SneakyDevil. Any story he reviews, the author stops writing. Can you please ban him from reviewing stories? Thank you.
I'm going to bed.
Alright, good night,
everybody.
man.
Alright.
Worms CYOA,
Right.
a truly impressive showing of how not to use Google while writing your story. Biology, thermodynamics, electronics, electrical engineering, and so much more. You really have an impressive list of things you absolutely talked out of your ass about and were completely wrong. Maybe try not getting your knowledge off of TikTok.
Ooh.
Damn.
Let's see, crossover. This story reads like someone decided to roll down a mountain and hit their head on every rock as they tumbled. Story never updated after past that point. See, Chronicles of Dream Master. Chronicles of the Dream Master. Imagine writing a story you have to create sock puppets to favorite to even get a favorite tally for. Author updated only one more time.
Ooh.
Damn.
Yeah, he wrote 21 chapters, 50k words. I was his only review ever, and he had 3 favorites in the Ruby section.
Damn.
You know you fucked up when that
You
happened.
know you're terrible.
It's like trying to write in the Naruto section and no one even gives you a look. It's like it's pretty common knowledge that if you post a Naruto and it's halfway decent, people will read it.
Yeah,
If
if your story is
It doesn't even have to
legible.
be halfway.
Yeah, if your story has a coherent collection of letters, you get favorites in the Naruto section.
Sometimes not even that. Pretty sure you've reviewed like a few fics where the writing was just utterly garbage and there was shit grammar, and yet they had like 100 follows and shit.
Oh, that's the time I used an AI to post a review to this story. Story also died and never updated.
Even through robots, you kill them.
Indeed. Let's see here. Story only updated one more time. Okay, story kept updating. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Alright, here we go. Demon Fox Maelstrom. I refuse to believe you have been writing for 7 years and that English is anything but your 20th language. How bad was it really? Was it really that bad? Just pooped in my head. Okay, yeah, it was that bad. Alright. Yep, it was that bad. Glad I checked that.
I mean, it said this just popped in my head.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, your mild case of dyslexia
Yes.
acted up again.
I did.
You
Okay,
sure he
my
wasn't
bad.
just drunk when he wrote that?
This just popped into my head using Pilot Naruto. I'm being Hanyo. I'm using some of Kurama power from Yu Yu Hakusho as well as Hiten Mitsuri Ryu as well as other chakra abilities.
What? Oh.
Don't worry about
There's-
it.
Oh.
There's no
Hiten
commas.
Mitsurugi Ryu.
Just don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Just move on.
Bianca was your
Yes, that-
average 16-year-old orphan girl. Ah, yes, your average orphan.
Named Bianca.
You know.
Who was 16.
Yeah. Who is more of a mother to her little brother, a best friend with strange birthmarks named Naruto Uzumaki. Oh, so it's an implied incest story. Okay. Which she just asked for tonight for dance, so why in God name Vice Printable?
Okay.
Vice Printable. So why in God name did Vice Printable kill him with scorpion tail that shoot poison thrones?
What?
It shoot poison thrones! Why is it shooting chairs made of poison at people?
No. They're poisoned thrones. Sneaky, get it right.
No, they're poison thrones. No, they're not poisoned thrones. They're poison thrones.
They're thrones made of poison, not thrones that have been coated in poison.
Correct. Coming out of the scorpion tail.
See, I was imagining he was shooting, like, the Iron Throne coated in poison at people.
No. He's injecting people with a throne made of poison.
That tail must have a lot of venom sacs in it.
Well, I mean, he clearly does, Gray. He's the vice printable, after all. You don't become such a position without having a lot of ink.
That's
Damn it,
true.
shut up!
I hate this. I hate this. It is revolting.
Atlas is gonna personally leave the Titan's Mountain and go through the screen to strangle this author.
Please do.
For fuck's sake, the guy's name is literally Dr. Thorne.
Yes, what you
He's like-
expect.
No, his name's not Dr. Thorne, Phoenix. His name is Dr. Throne. As you can clearly see in this story. Wait, why Naruto is alive? Why did he look like Dr. Throne? Wait, did she and brother are demigod of under? Naruto Demi, where did he get katana?
Oh,
That's
can I have that in
why.
English first language?
Sorry, English 20th language only here.
Fuck.
That's why I left that review. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes, it does.
That makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it?
Yep, makes a lot of sense now. I'm gonna leave this as a surprise box on your server, Nine. I'm just gonna,
Oh,
no
damn it.
context, post this to Shitrex. No one knows the name, they'll click
mean-
on it and go, what the fuck? Max,
If it's
Can I
in
just say-
Shitrex, they'll suspect something's up.
I'm so glad you corrected me and called me out for saying poop instead of pop. Because the author was so much worse than I was making him out to be.
Of course.
Well, I mean, isn't that the theme of the show?
Yes! Wait. Yeah, okay, no, he never posted. I was about to be like, wait, well, let's check out his latest chapter. Right, he never posted again.
Thank God.
Let's see here. Bleach, Path of the Five Kings. Somehow you need a V3 of this story because you're still an immense fuck-up. I, too, am called by my last name by my birth mother. Yes. Yes. The Owl and the Wolf. Yes, just what I came to a Percy Jackson setting for, to read about author-forced lesbians beating each other up. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I tuned out. I got distracted by goth thighs.
Yes, I'm sure you did. Living with complications. Oh yeah, boy. That's what I came to the Percy Jackson section for. Some extreme modernity, no supernatural AU. I can taste the shitty punctuation. Yes. Yes, I was right about that. Yes. Oh, Ruby, the ultimate crossover. Wait, he stopped updating this?
Was it
No
right after you reviewed it?
way. Only a little bit. Yeah, he actually stopped updating this. No way. Guys, guess who's back again? I have a job now, and the hours aren't agreeing with me. I rarely get days off. Yeah, we call those weekends.
Motherfucker, hours don't agree with anybody. Nobody wants to work 40 hours a damn week.
Suspense. Supensence. This is a pre-entry for the supensence. Man, that's kind of awkward. He his closing author's note for the final chapter he ever posted of the last story he ever posted on was, "Let this story continue." Damn. Bro really red flagged himself. Hit himself with the death flag. That's rough. Team Ruby
That's rough,
forever and always. Updated July 22nd, 2023. That was the last season had just come out, didn't it? That's right. That was last year, right, Max? They finally released the last season of Ruby.
Yeah, pretty sure, because we had to wait, I think, almost a full year before it finally hit Rooster Teeth's own website.
Yeah.
Because they said, yeah, fuck it, 1 year exclusivity on Hulu.
Yeah.
Like idiots. Because that was definitely going to save them.
Yeah. Why did I leave a review on someone's story that just says 1 drop? Story not found.
What?
Ah. I think I might have figured out why I left a review saying 1 drop, guys.
Why? Wait, let me guess.
Yeah. Firestorm. What the fuck did I just read? It felt like I had multiple strokes. Ah. Yes. This story. Now back in the office, the two men sat looking at one another. Minato didn't forget a face. That was usually a curse more than boon, as man who killed so many. But it allowed him to know that Takai looked different. He was more confident, lacked trepidation. Even though it ought to have been warranted, muscles bursted out from a bigger chest than before. Clear training went into building of man's physique. That smile also seemed genuine, as if he was enjoying Minato's situation. Oh yeah, this part. Why did you kill the entire town? Well, the entire town was either plants, allies of the plants, or a minority. Yeah. Okay. Second person perspective. Yep. That's what it was, yeah. That was the story. Yeah. Those were good days. Those were good days. Anyway, let's try and find a quick story to make fun of here in the Harry Potter crossover section, and then we'll close out for the night. How does that feel for everyone?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what I expect. Any chance of extragalactic invaders ever getting a mention? The Death Star and all those. Okay, yeah. So they're bringing up the Yuzon Vong. Yep.
Yuzon Vong.
Uh-huh. Okay, so the result is we don't care. What did he mean by this? I can't understand why these people make such simple grammatical errors. Grammarly exists and every browser has an extension to spell check you. Yeah. But you see, these people are retarded. I don't really need to say anything else. That's just how it is. You're expecting intelligence, where there is none. You are trying to bleed a rock. The rock has no blood to give. A wizard in Worm! Oh boy! I think this is such a great story to end on, don't you?
What'd you find? Is that mine?
No, this is a Harry Potter Worm crossover where some guy named Jack It Off 95, sorry, Jack Rabbit 95, Jack Rabbit 55.
Jesus.
I'll get it right.
He eventually got there.
That's... I don't think that's dyslexia. How much have you had to drink?
Yes.
Ah, so
No,
not dyslexia.
One of those streams.
An HP fan gets isekai'd into Worm with Harry Potter powers. But what is a wizard to do in the world of Worm?
Die.
Kill everything.
Win. I included the Harry Potter tag because the main character's power set is Harry Potter. And he makes lots of Harry Potter references. Mostly everything is going to be Worm canon or fanon, whatever I feel sounds coolest.
Oh, it'll be canon or fanon, guys. One or the
Yep.
other. Maybe both.
Don't correct me. Everything is my canon. Everything is my fanon.
It's my head canon.
Author, are you really gonna say every single mistake you make in this story's canon is just your AU? Yes.
Yes.
That's probably the most the most honest and shameless response that I have to respect. It's like, you know what? Fair enough.
That's the response I was looking for this morning when somebody sent that stupid message about but what about this, that, and the other coming up in Star Wars? Didn't this event happen? Me, I'm sitting here, fuck, what was it Sneaky had said? Fuck it, just give the usual. Oh, you mean the fan fiction I'm writing is different from canon? Huh, wow.
Oh. Did that work out?
Didn't get another response from that guy.
Oh, well, there you go.
Worked well enough.
Yeah. That's right, the fucking chat GPT message.
Yeah, I need the chat GPT. I need the chat GPT message.
About how it's a fan fiction. Yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I do think that canon is important to the story, obviously. We've been over this 100 times. But some stories, there is a point where it's just like, bro, I'm not reading 230 books, scrolling through the wiki for the next 24 hours, and then having 9 different Star Wars licensed experts check my stuff just so I can be correct about the color of their hair under a blue sun.
Mm.
So I'm not fucking doing it.
Mm-mm.
If it's relevant to the story, and it's an easy enough detail to look up, I'm fine with people pointing that sort of shit out. Like, you know, if Gray and I were writing Undying Scarab and we're like, Taylor does this because that's necromancy, and then someone pointed out, like, actually, this famous necromancer in Cataclysm explicitly said that that's not possible with necromancy, I would be like, oh, okay, that's fair. All right, well, we'll think of a different way to do it then.
Yeah.
That's when you go, nah, she fucking does it.
Well, no, I mean, we probably would have her do it anyway, but we would just not use necromancy as the excuse.
It's fuck you, Mancy.
I mean, actually,
It's I
that's
said
what
so,
all
Mancy.
magic is when you throw enough energy at it, actually.
Yes, it's fuck physics, Mancy.
You see, I increased the amount of energy available, and fuck you. Physics is now inverted. Eat shit.
Yeah, reality and magic don't get along for a reason.
I did say this in the Scorched Earth Shattered Steel. It is magic. I don't have to explain shit. And I do stand by that mostly. But at the same time, if your magic system operates off of the wizard does a bunch of math to make their spell circle to cast the spell, then they still have to do math to cast the spell, and they still have to have spells that obey loosely the laws of physics. Thrust to go forward, thrust to the side to turn the spell, etc., etc.
Yeah, if you're doing that approach, all you're really doing is, okay, it's magic, but by magic we mean it's application of the laws of physics using this specific energy instead of, say, burning gasoline and using an engine
Yeah.
to do it.
Exactly.
It has to obey physics to some extent.
Yeah. But, it's just, if someone tries to point out a detail where it's like, oh, well, this limited time quest from 2006 during the Halloween event found only in the Desolate Zone from a quote of this one NPC where they said, necromancy can't do that, I'd be like, I don't care, eat shit, this is my fan fiction, I'm going to ignore that and do it anyway.
As one does.
There's a level of difference, it's if a major character who's supposed to be an expert in something in a mainline book or like the main quest event says something, that's going to carry more weight in how I would write a story than some obscure referenced NPC that only has one line of dialogue that they say once a month when it's the new moon inside the game. And they're in the farthest corner of the map, and they actually have no interactions at all ever, and it pretty much is just an Easter egg to find them and see this quote from them. I'm not considering that strong enough lore to change a story from. Unless, of course, the thing that they are saying sounds really cool, then of course I'll change the story.
Oh yeah.
But if it's like a actually moment, then I'm just gonna be like, piss off.
Yeah.
Midnight Train. Michael blinked, his vision wavering as he came to. He was standing on a platform, and in that moment of in-between, it was impossible to tell if he was dreaming or dead. All he knew was the world around him felt unnaturally still. The floor beneath him was polished stone, expansive and silent, lit by a soft, ambient light with no clear source. It looked like a train station, but not one he could have ever recalled stepping into before. Everything was muted, colorless, as though the edges of reality were softened like an old memory. Alright, so far I will actually give the author credit where credit is due. Good sentence structure, good pacing, they are using grammar correctly. I feel like this is going to be one of those stories where the story was technically written correctly, but the main character is so either uninteresting or unlikable that I wouldn't be able to read the story. We'll see what happens. A familiar-looking sign above him read King's Cross. He'd seen it 1,000 times in both the movies and in the pages of his beloved books. But this place, though recognizable, felt different, heavier somehow. And there, down the platform, stood an old-fashioned train, the kind that should have been billowing steam, but lay quiet and still. Its rich, deep red paint glows softly in the light, the gleaming brass accents catching the light and reflecting warmth. Along the side of the train, ornate golden lettering spells out Hogwarts Express, framed by elegant scrollwork, giving it an air of grandeur. He took a shaky step forward. His mind felt strangely calm, as if the usual clamor of worries and doubts had softened. As if, don't use as if you're being literal. So if normally your main character is this sort of person who's very anxiety-ridden, who's constantly doubts himself, or etc., don't say as if when those doubts disappear. Just say the doubts disappeared. You know, his mind felt strangely calm. The usual clamor of worries and doubts had softened or disappeared. Like, saying as if implies that it's not true. His mind felt calm as if his doubts had disappeared. But the as if implies the doubts are still there and in his mind, he's just not feeling the worry from them. Now, maybe that is what you meant, but either way, it's important to mean what you mean and not something else. He took a shaky step forward. The last thing he remembered was pain. A flash too fast to make sense of, then nothing. He clenched his hands as though trying to grip onto something concrete. As though he was trying to grip onto something concrete. Again, shaky. But there was only silence. Alright, so overall, a little bit shaky sentences here and there, a lot of implied meaning that may or may not be being used correctly by the author. I'm not quite sure. Dialogue, let's see, look at some dialogue real quick. You look a little lost. What do you remember? I think I died, yes, but your journey isn't necessarily over. Others, catch other trains, different world, isekai. Challenge and choice, magic, you'll find it. If I go forward to rest, you'll find peace, just rest. Will I remember any of this? No, not like this, but you'll keep what matters. If I don't board, will you still be here? Not in a way you would understand, but you've already made your choice, haven't you? Alright, I will say overall for dialogue, fairly good. I'm not going to say robust, because obviously I've only read 2 perspectives, and one of them is an apathetic caricature of death that the author created in their final moments. Would I read this? Maybe. I'm very iffy when it comes to Worm. Because, I mean, A, it's Worm. B, I see magic done terribly too often in Worm. If it's not a power that's blatantly overpowered, I'm usually not super interested in it anymore. Too many Worm stories try to tailor these, complex powers that she could use in creative ways. And then the author inevitably realized every single time that if Taylor can't mind control trillions of people to fight Scion, then the chance that her ability to turn into a cat is going to defeat Scion is going to be way harder or just not happen, frankly. So yeah. Yeah. All right, well, come back Friday.
Is it always bad, awful?
Terrible, gratuitous.
Mm,
Come back Friday because there is